What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is a quick review of the brand new Emax Tinyhawk. It should be available the 8th, and this is a really awesome little flyer here. A really revolutionary step towards tiny whoops being brushless are these motors that this thing includes. These are said to be 80-25 motors, whatever that's supposed to mean. But what I know is that these motors do have bearings. Most motors this small don't have bearings. Well, these motors are a little larger than the traditional tiny whoop brushless motor, but these have bearings, and that makes a very big difference. From what I can feel and tell, this thing flies very smooth, smoother than my other brushless tiny whoops that I have flown that has those tiny motors on, the 0803 or whatever, or whatever they are. Those motors don't really compare to these motors. These motors just give this thing a lot of power on 1S. I think maybe too much power for these little batteries here. I think we need to add some quality to these batteries here. These little batteries that we have, the 1S HV batteries, I think we need to probably go graphene with them. And the reason I say that is because this thing has a issue. It has a small issue, a minor issue, not anything serious. But when you're reaching LVC, you're close to low voltage warning. If you do a real strong punch out with this battery or any of the other batteries that I've tried, it seems like you get a dropout or a failsafe. And I think that's because most of the power is being sucked up by the motors and all that. The receiver doesn't have enough power to stay on, and so the receiver temporarily shuts off and causing it to fail safe. But usually you recover and regain control of the craft within maybe a half a second, but it is noticeable that it does that little stutter there. It does a stutter. And so I think we need to go to graphene packs. Please, GMB or whoever makes the graphene packs, Infinity, please make some graphene 1S batteries like this with the pH 2.0 connection. And I would say that this is the best 1S flyer that you can get your hands on. Flies really smooth. Out of box, it seems like Emax tuned this for beginners. It does come with a stock tune, and the tune is really nice, but there's a lot of expo or something on it. Like when you're going back and forth on the controls, you'll see this thing go like this. It's really smooth instead of going like that with the jerky motion. And so I think that this would be very ideal for beginners with the tune that comes on it, but you can hook this up to Betaflight and remove that tune and tune it the way you want to tune it, and you can fly it very responsive. And I think this thing shines because of the motors and the design. Check out how slick and nice it looks. Very sleek design here. Just looks awesome. I was in awe when I first unboxed this thing. Looks really nice. Now let's talk about some improvements that I think they can do. I think that this thing should have an adjustable camera. The camera is at a fixed angle. It's not such a big deal now because this is a 1S whoop, and this is maybe a 120 degrees wide lens. And so you can still see the ground to land and all. There's a pretty wide field of view. So you can pretty much see if you're going fast or if you're going slow, you can still see it pretty well. You know, your surroundings and all, and the ground where you're trying to land. But I know there are some people who just like to fly super fast. You might have a large house or whatnot, or you might be flying this outdoors and just want to fly it really fast. And I don't recommend that, especially with a 1S flyer with these batteries here, these little batteries. You know, you're going to reach LVC or reach its limits really fast with these motors. They're a little more powerful than the traditional tiny whoop brushless motor. And so you might want to have this camera angle tilted up. But because of the nature of the beast and the way this thing is, being a 1S flyer and all, I think that's not such a big deal. I think it would be nice to be able to adjust the camera angle. So Emax, if you're listening to this or watching this, make sure when you bring your 2S whoop out, make sure it has an adjustable camera angle. But that's a minor thing. And one of the other things is the turtle mode. So this thing doesn't flip over on turtle mode, and I'm thinking that it's the props. Somebody in the comments said that maybe it's the turtle mode itself, because they were saying that all 4 of my props seem like they spin up. And I did notice that when I was flipping it over, trying to do turtle mode, that all 4 props were spinning, but it was going from side to side, which lets me know that one side was putting out a lot more thrust than the other side, so that really shouldn't matter. But hey, I'm not perfect. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that could be it. But I did swap these props out, and I have a video showing how to easily and safely remove the props. And I put these props on it, and it seemed to have no issue with turtle mode with these props. And so that's why I think that it's the props. That's why my conclusion was that it's the props. So turtle mode is the second thing that I think could be improved. And the third thing was this. I actually added this pigtail on here, a longer one. It comes with a shorter one, and it sticks in this clip here, comes out of that clip there, and it's only about that far. And so you can't use this kind of battery. So if you have a battery without the pigtail and you buy this quad here, you won't be able to hook it up, because the pigtail on the quad doesn't reach around further enough. It's not long enough to plug in these guys. And so I did this little modification here, a little chop shop, in order to be able to plug my batteries in that are shaped like this, as you can see there. And so, and there's no problem with these stock batteries as well. I just plug them in this way over the side there, and you can just plug it in this way. Same deal. So, you know, I thought that was a nice mod for you guys to know, and also something for Emax to note. Maybe you should just make the pigtail longer and run it out this side here. It doesn't get in the way of the props or anything. It just sticks off to the side a little tiny bit. Shouldn't do anything for drag, not too much, you know, while it's flying. And also the antennas. The antennas were completely submerged inside, completely covered up by this canopy. It still had nice reception, but I think it's a little better if you stick them out. I didn't pull out the FPV antenna. That's still in here on the side here. And I just didn't know about that being too close to the receiver antenna. It has a built-in FrSky D8 receiver, so I forgot to mention that. And one other thing about this is you can also use a buzzer with this. It does have buzzer pads on here, and I think they're right up about here on this side here. There's some buzzer pads that you can use to hook up a small buzzer. I think I will be adding a buzzer in one of my chop shops coming up soon. And so that's it. The Tinyhawk, awesome little 1S brushless flyer from Emax. Thanks for watching.